So this last part is about what is called interest-only loans and perpetuities. Now, is this on the SAC next week?
No.
It's not on the SAC. It's still on the exam, so I still want to cover it. It's still in your interest to do the exercises because you'll get practice with the financial solver, but I won't assess it in this specific context. It'll still be good for you to know though. Yes, Jason? One question on this. I've already told you that it's not on the SAC. No.
He's already written.
I can't put everything on the SAC because it's it would like I could if you want me to, so maybe the next SAC I'll test everything and you will regret that decision, I think. Yeah. Okay. Yes, thank you. Sorry, year 11 is on chapter 9 at the moment. Okay, so let me explain what an interest-only loan is. The idea is that when you borrow money from the bank, you take out a loan, the bank charges you interest at the start of each month. You comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the way this works is you only pay enough money to the bank to pay off the interest. So that would mean your principal, the amount that you owe to the bank, doesn't change over time. So why would you want to do this? Well, the example that's sort of given in textbooks, which I don't think is super realistic, is let's imagine there's this piece of art. You think it's going to be really valuable one day, so you take out a loan for $200,000, and my plan is I'll just pay off the interest for a few years, but then when I sell it, I'll sell it for a much bigger profit. So instead of paying off the loan, I'll let the thing that I'm buying get really valuable, and then I'll pay off the whole loan at once.
So it's like paying only interest on a house loan and then selling the house.
Selling the house for a huge profit. Yeah. Okay. So I find it difficult to believe that banks would offer interest-only loans these days to people because, you're a flight risk. You could go bankrupt. But I think if you're a business and you have a lot of capital, then maybe there's a stronger case for it. So um, I'm going to show you two ways to do example number 9. The first way is to do it with a recurrence relation. The second way is to do it with the finance solver. Which one do you want to do first? Recurrence? Okay. Okay, so do you get down what I'm writing? Now, interest is compounded monthly.
So 6.4 over 100 times 12.
Yep. Okay, so when I set up my recurrence relation, I will have V naught equals 200,000. Vn plus 1 equals whatever that number capital R is. So I've got 1.0053. Mm-hmm. You can, yeah. Yeah, so you can do that if you want. Yeah. So, it doesn't really matter to me whether you write that or not. Yeah. Okay. In this example, I'm going to make a payment of D to the bank, but that payment is only going to be enough to pay off the interest. So there's an important concept here. What's the value of V1?
Oh.
So I've only paid off the interest. The principal doesn't change over time.
The principal doesn't change, it's still 200,000.
That's right. Okay? So it's going to go up when I multiply by capital R. But when I take away D, it's going to come back down again to 200,000. Does that make sense? Okay? So in an interest-only loan, you're only paying off the interest. The amount that you owe at the end of each month is still going to be 200,000. Okay? So we can solve an equation now. I'll do the thing for Tim with the line there. No, you can do both. Yeah. All right, so hopefully you can solve this equation. I'll do it quickly for you. And if I round to the nearest cent, it's 1066.67. Anthony has just given us the segue, or we could just use the financial solver. So let me show you how this works. The interest rate is 6.4% per annum. We compound 12 times a year. I borrow $200,000. And after 1 month, what's my final value going to be?
It's still going to be in price of that 100,000.
Right. What's the sign going to be? Is it going to be positive or negative?
Negative.
So, to settle everything, I owe $200,000 to the bank. So to make things right, I need to pay the bank. Negative. At the end, I have an obligation to pay $200,000 to the bank. To meet that obligation, I will lose money. I am sad about that. Give it a negative sign. All right, so go ahead and solve that so you can get the same answer.
Okay, bro. Don't do that.
Whoa! It's like we got the exact same answer, but negative.
Well, does it make sense that you got a negative answer?
Yeah.
Should it be negative?
Shouldn't your answer be negative with the recurrent equation?
It's negative here to indicate I'm paying money.
So PMT is equal to D.
Up to and including a negative sign.
That makes sense.
Okay, why is it negative?
Because you're paying it.
I'm paying the bank. I'm paying off the interest. Okay? Which one do you find easier? Recurrence relation or finance solver? I think I agree with you. The finance solver makes life very easy as long as you know what to do with the signs. If you get the signs wrong, the finance solver will spit out garbage for you. Okay, so the finance solver can't think for you. You need to put in the right information. Okay, we'll quickly do example 10. I'll just set it up for you. A perpetuity is exactly the same as an interest-only loan, except this time the bank is borrowing money from you, the bank is paying you money, you're earning interest. So let's do this just with the finance solver. Okay, so it's like an annuity, except that the bank is only paying off the interest. So the principal doesn't change over time. The principal at the beginning is $120,000. How can I fill in information in the finance solver here?
FVB negative 120,000.
FV or PV? PV. So explain what you mean, Anthony.
FVB would be 120,000. That's what you get. And then there would be negative 120,000 because that's what you still have owed.
Yeah, I have the opposite.
So in an annuity, what happens at the start? Let's say I go to the bank and take out an annuity. Am I going to give money to the bank or the bank give money to me? It's an annuity, it's an investment. I will give money to the bank and earn interest. So at the start, I give money to the bank. I'm sad about that. Lost money. Okay? Remember,
Just pay for it.
a loan and an annuity are like opposites. Money is flowing in the opposite direction. Okay? So with the loan, the present value was 200,000. It was positive because the bank gave me money at the start of the loan. In an annuity, I'm giving money to the bank, and I'm going to make money as the bank pays me back with interest. Why is the final value 120,000?
Because the bank's paying you back.
Yeah, so the principal doesn't change over time, but to settle everything, the bank needs to pay me back 120,000. So I will get money back.
Got 56.
You got an answer, Cooper?
56.
56.
I don't like how it's just such a neat number.
Okay, well let's find out.
What did I do wrong? Oh, it is. No, that's what I did. I only put 3 zeros. Not that, I made it pretty hard.
I got 560.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
I gotta add a 0.
Yes, Taylor? Great question. So if you put 12 in, you will actually get the same answer, 560. Try it. See, this is saying, if I want to set up a perpetuity for 1 month with compound interest at 5.6% per annum, the monthly payment I need is 560. If I increase the length of the perpetuity, the principal's still not going to change. So I'm going to get the same payments. But I will use this information to answer the question. Okay? Alright, so we've got a positive value for the payments. Does that make sense?
Yes. Because you're getting.
Yeah, the bank is paying me back. Okay, so the bank is paying me 560. I get money positive. I'm happy. Now, let's go to Taylor's really good question. How much money is made from the perpetuity in 1 year? You've got everything that you need.
Oh, it's 560 times 12.
This is the amount of money paid in 1 month. That's it. Times it by 12, and that's it. Okay?
5,600 and.
So in 1 year,
Right.
560 times 12 equals 6720.
Oh, you're right. Oh, no, 6,712.
That's right. You just found out.
Okay, so that was a very, very quick crash course on the last two parts of chapter 8. It's not on the SAC. You still need it for the exam. Because it's such a small topic, I didn't want to make a big deal out of it on the SAC. Alright, so you've got the rest of today's double period and Friday's double period and sometime on Tuesday to get ready for the SAC. Please make sure you are good to go with the financial solver before doing the SAC next week.
I spent so much time using this solve function on my calculator.